Guys, seriously, as a massive Blue's Clues fan, this was like Spider-Man No Way Home for me, getting everybody together. I loved it. I loved it. So I've got to start off, and we can start with you, Josh, but like, what was it like literally getting all three of you together in a movie? It was amazing for the fans. So
it's my favorite thing in the world. Whenever we get to work together, we have an amazing time. It's a wonder that we get things done, A, and then B, some of my favorite moments, aside from getting to hang out with Steve and Donovan offset, is when I'm not in a scene with them. I love being in a scene with them because it's an easy day. Like, they make life so easy because they are incredible actors and they're so generous. They're generous actors as well. So there is that. But you're going to see Steve and Donovan, or Steve and Joe, as you know them, like you've never seen them before. If you grew up watching them, you're going to know them. You're going to love them. They're still familiar, but their humor has grown with their audience. And even if you don't have kids, you're going to have a great time watching this movie because they're brilliant. I want to see Donovan Patton in more things. I want to see Steve Burns in more things. And I hope I'm there either as a scene partner or watching off camera so I can be there to laugh.
You got an open invite to any set I'm on all the time.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to crash yours. That's like, I'm not even going to ask. Yeah.
Donovan, what was it like for you just getting together with everybody again and for a movie?
It's like, yeah, it's like Josh says. It's like when we get together, it's the family that you love. You know what I mean? It's not that obligatory family, like, oh my gosh, how long is this meal gonna last, sort of thing. It's like, can I please be here forever, sort of thing. It's great, and we all got to be in New York City. It was a fantastic get to. And then you see in this movie, you see the full Josh, like what he can do. And what he can do is impressive, because not only can he act and he can sing like a madman, but then you see him like moving and dancing around in New York City. It's so impressive, and it's just so much fun. I found myself like hopping and bopping and singing, and just really, it brought a lot of joy to me personally, seeing the finished product of it. And then being there, I would show up to set on days that I wasn't even, like parts that I wasn't even working, just to be able to watch them do it. It was great.
I love it. Yeah, Josh, it's kind of like full circle for you because you started on Broadway. So like coming back to this scene, so to speak, what was that like?
It was amazing. I remember I never thought that I would ever be able to work on film and television growing up. And that's why seeing B.D. Wong, who we'll get to, like he's in our movie, that's insane. But knowing that B.D. Wong and Lea Salonga like blazed a path for us on Broadway, for Asian American actors, for Asian actors on Broadway, I knew that could happen. As soon as I got to Broadway and I started to realize, oh, these shows are filming on location, I'd pass by a set and I'd be like, oh man, I really want to work on like a set like that. That's so cool. Coming full circle, that it's about Josh's journey to get onto Broadway, and the community that helps him get there is very personal to me. The fact that B.D. Wong said, yes, I'll play the director in this movie is something very personal to me, because I aspire to be a director, and I hope that kids see this movie and don't just walk away thinking, oh, I want to be an actor, but I want to be a director. I want to be a creative on the other side of the camera, on the other side of the table. That's hugely personal to me. And the fact that I got to be on set in New York City in a movie about New York City is really, really cool. And I got to do it with some of my best friends, Steve and Donovan.
Oh, I love that. So I'll start with you, Donovan, on this one. You guys are used to playing with not real things, right? Like obviously. So what was it like being, I know there were still not real things on set, but like actually being on set with other things you can interact with that exist?
Yeah. Well, that's a tricky thing, just in terms of when you're working with, like, you have to make space for Blue, because it's Blue's Clues. It's not Joe's anything. It's not Josh's or Steve's anything. It's Blue's Clues. And so like she's there and you see her in this movie. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. But physically doing that on location is like, you realize she's gigantic. She's such a giant puppy. It was a lot of fun. And so then technically there's certain times where you're like, oh, this is the real thing in the world. But in terms of looking at where she would be or where Mr. Salt would be or something like that, you don't necessarily always place them in the physical location they will be in actual space. And when you're on the green screen, you just get used to that. But then when you're in the real world, you're like, wait, it takes like an extra little mental leap. Which, you know, yeah, it's weird working with cameras, what things are real and what things need to be switched just a little bit so that they look like they're actually happening. But let me tell you what's actually happening the whole time. Josh is moving through this movie. Dude is, oh my gosh, I enjoy watching him so much. Yeah.
Oh, well, me too. I enjoyed the movie. That's my time, guys. They're asking me to wrap, but I'm just going to tell you guys how much Blue's Clues has meant to me. I mean, I grew up on it, and then I have my kids who watch it. My little brother's 11 years younger than me, and we used to draw little paw prints and hide them around the house and play. And we had our own handy dandy notebook and our thinking chair. And so just thank you guys so much for being a part of my childhood, my brother's childhood, and now my children's childhood. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.